Evolving over time from a threat focused law enforcement agency to an intelligence driven security organization, the Replicant Detection Unit of the LAPD has progressively expanded its jurisdiction and diversified its capabilities. It no longer serves as merely the UN's principal investigative arm for all regulated entities and technologies. The RDU now also represents UN interests as the foremost authority on the nature of these technologies and the threats they present, both to public safety and the socio-economic stability of the system. As the UN's first line of defense, the RDU independently steers its own investigations, while serving as a resource for the LAPD and any outside agency and organization that might require the specialized knowledge and know how found only among the RDU ranks. The following section provides a brief overview of the many divisions and capabilities within the RDU, all of which may become useful during casework. The LAPD RepDetect Unit Manual. Hello, and welcome to Electric Memory, a Blade Runner campaign set in the world of the films and using the system published by Free League Press. We are also using the Roll20 VTT, including the wonderful music provided within the platform. As a content note, this game deals with many of the same themes as the film, including unreliable memory, mistaken identity, mistaken heritage, and loss of innocent or not so innocent life. Viewer discretion is thus advised. The game also presumes that the player characters will be Blade Runners, part of a semi autonomous unit attached to the LAPD. As an Angelino, I can tell you straight up that the LAPD sucks. They have always sucked, and they will probably continue to suck until the heat death of the universe. This show is not meant to be propaganda in any way, and will work instead to highlight the corruption and abuse inherent in institutions like the LAPD and anyone given a literal license to kill. That out of the way. Players, please introduce yourselves and your characters to the audience.
Hello, everyone. I am Aaron. My pronouns are she, they, Faye. Tonight, I will be playing Evie Tofana, who is grieving her friend, partner, and roommate. It'll be fine, I'm sure. Evie's pronouns are she, they.
Hello, I'm Ben, Big Dad, playing Evan the Replicant. Last person on this group that's currently here to have spoken and seen Dutch alive, and will be taking advantage of that fact at his funeral.
Hey, I'm Eric at Burn Recluse Online, and tonight I will be playing Foster Worth, the new sycophant replicant Blade Runner to the unit.
What do you mean, new sycophant?
Yeah.
Dutch wasn't a sycophant. You guys had, like, the game started with you chasing him down and making him
No,
do
no,
his
I think
job.
I meant new sycophant replicant. What
Oh.
was the
Dang it,
old?
that's-
Wait, was Dutch a replicant? We had an old sycophant replicant.
Hello, my name is Jared. You can find me at Leo of the Black here on Twitch, anywhere. And today I'll be playing Tanner Rigo. And Dutch, you are playing Dutch until I see you in the casket. All right.
I got some bad news. All right, I am the game runner, narrator, storyteller. I forget what the term is in this particular game. But I'm the one who throws plot at PCs and then sees what happens. My name is Rachel. You can find me Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere on the internet, but I suspect you knew that because you're here already. So with that all done, Aaron, would you mind reading the recap of last week's session?
I'd love to. It's burned into my brain, fresh as it was 2 weeks ago. It's time to defend ourselves. Quinn takes on the sciencey stuff. Dutch and Chan are joining in the Yeet Fleet. Jesus Christ, Ambrose. In the Yeet Fleet, Evan takes cover behind a desk. Evie uses her blaster. Cassius takes cover under a table and calls out that we're from Rep Detect, which attracts their attention. Not in a good way. Huh. Looks like they're hunting Reptitax. Dutch double fists the bottled war crimes and yeets away. Success! He suggests Quinn get to cover despite wanting to do more science. They then recall the cryo experiment and grab Fiza by the hand, and the two scrumble to the cryo lab as Quinn yells to Dutch where they're going. Cassius shoots at the assailants but misses in the heat of the moment. Tanner aims his Yeeton bottle, misses the assailants but properly distracts them, and heads up the stairs. In the fray, Cassius gets shot in the gut. It'll take a week to heal if he survives. As for Evie, she scrungles through the vents to get upstairs, but gets a decent gash from the metal. She uses the radio to call up Quinn, telling them to rig something to electrocute the assailants, as she'll be making the sprinklers go off. It would be Quinn's pleasure. Evan tackles one of the shooters to grapple him and causes serious damage. Dutch gives Cassius some meds for his wounds. In all of Dutch killer skills, he shoots one of the assailants and shoots off the man's hand. Quinn realized the electricity would harm not only their enemies, but her crew too. Sprinklers would soak everyone. They come up with another idea, a cryo gun. Now on the equivalent of military-grade meth, Cassius shoots at the assailants and majorly injures one. Tanner grabs materials to rig a smoke bomb, successfully disorienting the assailants, then continues assembling a nitro tank for firing the next round. Two of the goon squad fire at Tanner and Quinn, and thankfully both miss. Another yells at Evan to let the grappled assailant go, and Evan does not. Cassius is shot at and is missed. Dutch is fired at and is hit. The headshot. Evie takes one of the nitrogen tanks, pierces it, and aims it at the assailants. Success! Evan used some serious force to take out another shooter, crashing it through into the meeting room. Quinn steps out of the cover with a giant fuck you up cryo gun. I've always wanted to say this. Freeze, motherfuckers! Successful damage. Cassius takes off running through the cryo chamber and into the warehouse. Evie and Tanner also get the heck out of Dodge. Quinn tells Fiza to run where Cassius went and goes to help Evan with the resounding success. Out of harm's way, Cassius is doing his best to avoid help from either Tanner or Evie. Evie radios Quinn to get Evan and Dutch out, and when Quinn looks around for Dutch, they see what's happened. The other half of the crew confronts another assailant in the squad that has cut them off. There's also an empty military-grade spinner unoccupied except for two soldiers. Tanner asks for cover from Evie and makes a run for the spinner. Then he takes the two down, uses the spinner to take out the ground troops. In the fresh calm, Evie tends to Cassius's wounds. Downstairs, Quinn brings Evan back around from Catatonia and tries to tend to Dutch, but to no avail. The crew unites, and Evie, upon seeing Dutch, draws their gun on Fiza. Fiza complies with Evie's violent questioning, and Fiza reveals she discovered an illegal replicant trafficking ring by Wallace Corps, which is why Wallace sent a small army after them. An army of humans, not replicants. Evie and Evan retrieve Dutch's body and place it gently next to where the arrested Fiza is. Evie then calls to Holden to report while riding with Tanner to take Cassius to the hospital in the military spinner. Evan and Quinn rifle through the dead soldiers' pockets, finding a whole lot of nothing. No wallets, no KIA units, no clothing tags, no branding on helmets or weapons. We just kicked the shit out of a Black Ops unit, with a fair share of shit kicked out of us. We do find tattoos on the bodies to photo and research. On leaving, Quinn notices that Genesis' spinner is missing. During the flight in the spinner, Tanner breaks as the adrenaline wears off. The enormity of what he's been through suddenly hits like bricks to the face, and he begins to severely tremble. In order to cope, Tanner whips out his harmonica and starts playing to soothe himself. On the call with Holden, the conversation is turbulent, but results in Holden's concern for his team. Holden tells her to drop off Cassius at the hospital and for Evie and Tanner to come back to home office. The hospital workers rush Cassius into surgery. Evie and Tanner dropped Dutch's body off at the morgue, with Evie taking Dutch's coat as a memento. Looking through the pockets, she finds contact info for Rhiannon Wilder, UN, and Quell's phone number. This coat is curiously well made for the Oscar the Grouch-esque Blade Runner. Strange. Evan calls Holden is instructed to burn the case and get back to the office. Quinn also heads back to the office, Evie having let them know what Holden said, and on the drive, Quinn contacts Josie. Josie expresses deep worry for Quinn and tells them to get back into the city as soon as possible, and they'll figure things out. Holden is updated by everyone, sans Cassius and Dutch. He's shown the evidence, and Quinn announces the tattoos to research. They're all going to get down to the bottom of this.
Okay. Thank you so much for reading that recap. Thank you also to the absent Changeling for taking the notes. Changeling should be with us soon, about 10-15
Momentarily.
minutes. Yeah, we'll see. Um, we are down a Cassius as well, but that's fine. He is recuperating in the hospital. Because it's been 2 weeks, if I remember correctly, Tanner, you peeled off because you were pretty much at the end of your rope.
Oh, 100%. Like, I
Okay.
was absolutely spent.
All right, so you're taking this shift as essentially downtime. I assume going back to your apartment, drinking until it doesn't hurt anymore, and then passing out.
I had something for this, but I can't remember it.
Okay, well, so the important thing for right now is that you're not here. Okay, no, that's fine. We will progress with everybody in Holden's office. And then once you remember what it was you were gonna do, we can shift the camera to you. So we will open with Evie, Evan, the new replicant, and Quinn when Quinn gets here. In Holden's office. Does that sound accurate to everybody else?
Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, so Holden is at his desk. He's got a big tumbler, like it's not even a double. It's just whiskey in the glass. And
Evie. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say Evie's going to immediately go and grab his stash and pour herself one.
Okay. He like looks at you like that's the good shit, but doesn't say anything. Alright, but what he does, I mean, he doesn't say anything to you about that, but what he does say to the rest of you is, what the goddamn fuck?
The
Don't look at
report
me
is
like that, don't give
It's
me
just
that.
me here. She's drinking.
Evie, debrief now. What the fuck?
I thought we debriefed last time.
we brief. I gave him the short version.
And I came in and dumped all those guns on the table and while giving
Yeah.
one to
There for
Tanner
that.
so he could have a cool ghost gun.
Yep. I was there. For that.
We've got some girl named Fiza in lockup right now. She says she stumbled onto some secret Wallace Corp smuggling ring.
Something about stealing replicants and sending them into space from the desert. I don't fucking know. Sounds made up to me.
Yeah, and that's why the Black Ops team came for us. So I don't know if that's true, because when Cassius said something about us being rep detected, they got very excited to kill us. So they were there to kill us.
Like, she's a nobody. Why would they send a whole squad to kill her?
Yeah, they'd just send one person to kill a freaking reporter. A reporter for Kill Magazine of all things.
Not even a reporter.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. This was going to be her story to get her the real good shit.
Right. So what we're saying is this reporter has fuck all to do with everything.
Maybe. I mean, why would a Black Ops team be sent against us?
That's what I want to fucking know.
I mean, yeah, we stumbled onto their little secret cryo experiment, but
was it secret?
I mean, I think so. They didn't want us to look at it.
I mean, I don't know about any fucking cryo experiment.
Oh,
would you?
Yeah, didn't you did the warrant?
Are you a shareholder?
Make it past you?
Are you a
warrant
scientist?
Quinn called in, not make it past your desk.
You know how many warrants cross my desk every goddamn day?
3.
All right, we got a warrant to search Wayland Yutani's lab and found they were doing cryo experiments on the replicants.
Illegal ones?
No, because they're not people. It's legal. They're property.
Right. How many dead replicants?
I don't fucking know. It's Evie did write down. Actually, Evie does know how many. I forgot how many numbers you gave me, but I I definitely corresponded with it. Probably like it was like 6 or so that I got the numbers for. I want to say,
About, yeah.
yeah. So at least 6 for sure.
God. Fucking
Here's
damn it.
here's their numbers. I'll put it on his desk. Not that it
All right.
matters because they're company property apparently.
Yeah, well, there's company property.
I wonder what
And there's
that's
what the
like.
general public thinks.
Quinn told us that Genesis was mysteriously missing during this lovely Black Ops operation, and I think you know what that means.
Oh, do you know what that means? It means that either Wallace or Wayland Yutani or both have decided that they can kill my best fucking squad of Blade Runners. I don't like that. I don't like that at fucking all.
Where you-
Evie
Look,
looks at Evan like we're
we're
the best.
Oh no.
Well,
You-
less now that
I
Dutch
just
is
like look
fucking
over
gone.
like in the corner. There's probably a copy of that Kill magazine with Evie on the cover with the gun in the guy's mouth. We're the best.
So, at this point, the phone rings.
Oh my god, he thinks
Holden
we're the
answers.
best.
And there's a lot of swearing. Like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? How many? God damn it. Slams the phone down. Yeah, there's more dead replicants at that airbase.
Fuck me.
A lot of them. They weren't just there for you.
Oh fuck me.
Evan's kind of riding high on like this is like the first time he's gotten like praise in his life that he knows about.
Like, holy shit.
Oh my god, I'm the best.
This is my fault, I think.
Alright. First off, no thinking like that. No. No. It's their fault. And just so we're clear, absolutely no one is allowed to take shots at my Blade Runners except me.
What?
Exactly.
Okay, I get me because I'm not in the FOP, but them?
Speaking of, you, baseline. Now.
Fuck! I march off to the room. The room that looks like this.
I think
Exactly.
I think I have a suspicion what this might be about after all.
Yeah, do tell.
I might have told the replicants about their little cryo experiments.
Alright, fuck it. Alright, so who feels like going to war with Wayland Yutani?
I would love to shoot Genesis in her stupid fucking face if I'm allowed to do that legally.
Legally?
Sorry, let's scratch off the legally in that sentence.
As Evan's walking out the door, just remember, oh no, she's resisting.
Oh boy,
Right.
he needs a baseline.
Fuck, alright. Giving you a phone number.
I-
Take a spinner. District Attorney. Amara Javari. She's got more friends than enemies in this town. Well, that means that she's doing something right.
Just me? Or am I taking the new guy?
If you want to go without backup, that's on you. I recommend not being that eager to join Dutch.
Great. Great.
Alright. Fuck. Fuck. Alright.
Do we have someone watching? Speaking of not being alone, do we have someone watching Cassius?
I don't know. Do you have someone watching Cassius?
We told us to drop him off and come here.
Fuck. Alright, check on Cassius. Dutch have any next of kin?
We found him in a gutter hole, and you knew him before I did. He was staying on my couch. He never he never brought anyone home that I'm aware of.
Alright, check the Esper.
All right.
Alright, go on, fix it.
I'm going. Fuck's sake. New guy, I guess you're with me.
He probably has like a lollipop stick in his mouth and is like not listening to anything that's going. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was your name again? I don't want to keep calling you new guy.
Oh, howdy ho. My name's Foster Worth. You must be Evie, right?
That's the rumor.
Okie doke. Well, who's the head brick in charge? Who's the head brick here? And he looks around and he, is it
Dutch. So Dutch left me in charge before his head got blown off.
You're the head blade runner in charge. Okay. All right. All right. What's your orders, boss?
We need to go talk to this person, and also I need to find out if Dutch has any next of kin.
Oh, sure thing. I can help with
Which
that.
which sounds
Absolutely.
more? You seem eager. Which sounds more fun to you, next of kin or talking to a DA?
Why not both?
Great.
He looks over at Holden. Oh, by the way, Deputy Chief, it's a pleasure to see you as always. I'm terribly sorry about the recent demise of your golden boy. The Dutch was a legend around here, not just because of the way he smelled. Piss Alley, I fly over it every morning. It's a lovely milestone in our lovely town of LA.
Evie is just staring directly into Holden's eyes, like, "Are you fucking serious right now?"
Yeah, you can you can help me out, friendo, by someone needs to be in jail for this. Heads need to roll. I want to hold someone's beating heart in my hands.
Retribution is a type of justice, Deputy Chief. We can absolutely make that happen.
Evan's looking pretty good right now, Evie.
You're now her favorite replicant on the team.
I'm Evie's favorite above Evie even. Wait, I wasn't before?
No, I have a replicant in my backstory. Sorry.
I can go get the spinner if you like.
Yeah, please. You can drive. I've had a day.
Completely understand. He keeps sucking on his lollipop, goes walking out. Right this way.
Evie's going to linger for a second and be like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me, Holden. That's my partner now?"
Yeah, try not to get this one killed.
Fuck you. Slams the door as hard as humanly possible.
Okay. Yeah, you hear a couple things that he had framed on the walls, like maybe certificates or commendations, just shake and fall down.
Good.
Okay. All right. So, Evan.
I'm laughing too much. You should do Tanner before you do me.
I could.
Just look at what I put in our chat.
What's going on in the chat?
We decided that it's not Ned Flanders after all. It's something funnier.
I don't
Oh my-
recognize that cartoon character.
That's Mr. Meeseeks.
From Rick and Morty.
I have never. I've seen one episode of Rick and Morty. I've seen Pickle Rick.
I think that's the second from the second or third episode too.
Yeah, I love Mr. Meeseeks.
I used to do my text message then. Can do, buddy.
Okay.
That makes it better, Eric.
All right. Fun. Okay. Yeah, I'm in the box of shame with you. There's a lot of really good TV out there, and only so many hours in the day that I could spend watching.
It's true.
The fan base is a dumpster fire, so you know.
That's like every fan base. Especially Babylon 5.
Oh, shut up. All right, so we are going to do Evan's baseline test.
Evan, stop giggling.
So,
Damn it.
Evan,
Yes.
here's the interesting choice that I'm going to present you with right now. So, Holden told you to go do a baseline test,
Mm-hmm.
and your internal programming as a replicant makes you want to fulfill that order. However,
Yes.
you also know that you want to pass the baseline test.
Yes.
And so you know that if you take a downtime, you can regain some of your resolve.
I just need one resolve back.
So you can try and like dilly-dally, dawdle before you report to the baselines.
I think that was gonna be my plan before I was ordered to do so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he just said you go
I'm not being
baseline.
escorted, so I think I'm in the clear.
Exactly. It's a little rule bendy, but not rule breaky.
That's where I live. I'm like fucking
Alright.
golden boy over there.
But alright, so the next question is what do you spend this shift doing as part of your downtime?
All right, do I have to be in the HQ?
No, you can just sort of slink out if you want.
I guess he's gonna go to his apartment.
Okay. And so, what are you gonna do once you get there?
Or if there's a baseball game on, he's gonna go on StubHub and buy tickets.
Okay, I like
Go.
it.
What's more human than ditching work to go watch a baseball game? Because we
Okay.
don't have esports in this future.
You do not have esports in this future, no. But you still have the Dodgers.
Time to eat an overpriced hot dog. Does that cost me Chinyan points to get a Dodger dog
Ooh, jeez.
at a baseball stadium?
The Uber there does, but not the hot dog.
Okay. So, you go to this baseball game, kind of doze off in your seat a little bit. It's fine. You've had a long day. You deserve a nap. And just everything is soothing. It's helpful.
Oh no, I've become my dad.
I mean,
My real life
You're-
dad.
you're a replicant. You don't have a father.
Oh.
Sure, you're a replicant.
So, I assume you took your spinner to the stadium, yeah?
I don't have a real car, so yeah.
Okay. So, after this nice, relaxing baseball game, for which you can regain a resolve point.
Yay!
Yay! You
I'm up
make
to
it back.
2.
I'm sorry?
I'm up to 2.
So you make it back to your spinner. And remind me, were you in any of the scenes with Quell?
Who the hell is Quell?
A woman standing next to your skimmer. She looks pissed. She looks real fucking pissed.
I have no idea who Quell is. Out of character
Okay.
or in character?
Okay, cool. There is a very angry woman waiting for you next to your spinner.
Can I help you?
I certainly hope you can. You're EVA6U, yes? Assigned to the LAPD Rep Detect unit.
Uh-oh. Yes.
My name is Quell. I work directly for Neander Wallace.
Uh-oh. And what do I owe the pleasure of? A meeting of someone that works so close to the maker. Do we call him
Oh.
that?
You can call him whatever you like. He has a rather inflated opinion of his own importance, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I got stood up this morning. Or at least I thought that I'd got stood up this morning.
And you came to the Dodgers game to get over it?
I came to you because, as far as I understand, you were there. What the fuck happened to Dutch?
Oh, oh! I was like, Cassius had a date?
Yes, he's not that smooth. Alright, oh hey, we have a changeling.
Well,
So,
let me
brief
quickly, yeah.
break while we do camera magic. Alright, let's marg. We have a changeling! Hooray! So, uh, very briefly, Quinn. So, to recap what went on, uh, not Dutch, Holden was his normal grumpy, sweary self, who
I'm so
instructed.
surprised.
I know. Who, but, like, let slip that he thinks you're his best squad of Blade Runners.
Oh, we
So
just
there's
did take out
that.
a Black Ops thing. So.
And in his own way, very upset over what happened to Dutch, and has told you, essentially, he wants retribution.
Oh, well, sure. Sounds great.
Okay. And so Evan decided to peel off before taking his baseline test. He went to a Dodger game. It was really nice. It was relaxing. And then going out to his
I only
skimmer,
saw
there's
one
a-
guy pee in the stairs.
There's a woman who's very, very angry about being stood up this morning. She's now confronting Evan about what the fuck happened to Dutch. So, Evan, how would you like to answer this question?
I'm gonna need to be reminded of the question.
What the fuck happened to Dutch?
He got shot in the face by a Black Ops team that are probably watching me right now and think I'm giving you, key information rather than ditching work. You've probably
You
put
mean
yourself into a lot of danger by talking to me right now.
Give me an insight check.
I'll even show her where the ligature marks are from where they cuffed me.
Okay.
You want an insight?
Yes, please.
1.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
I cannot afford to push this.
I mean, you
I
could.
need that. No, I need the
You
resolve.
could. So you do get the resolve back. You can have that back right now.
I'm at
for
2,
just
but I can't risk
Okay.
going down to 1 again. Otherwise, I
Eh?
take the baseline at disadvantage.
You do. Yes, you do. It's fine. The first failure is just getting yelled at.
The baseline is just getting yelled at.
All right. So
I don't know about you, but I don't like getting yelled at for fun. That's not where I get joy from.
all right. So, with your one insight, one success on the insight, I will give you this. She is not surprised to hear that you were attacked by Black Ops. She is surprised to hear that Dutch was a casualty.
How did you find me?
Excuse me?
How did you find me?
You are replicant EVA6U, yes?
Yes.
Do you think that I cannot find any replicant I wish in this city?
What's the point of my department if you can just do that?
That's a very good question, one which I am not at liberty to answer.
You could just tell us where they're all at.
Just like, oh my god, not only am I programmed by assholes to hunt down my own kind, I'm redundant. I was redundant from the start. Oh my god, I do pass butter.
You do what?
That's a Rick and Morty joke. I'm stuck
Oh,
on Rick and
okay.
Morty again.
And so, as you're having this sort of like existential crisis revelation, she starts walking away.
Where are you going?
Where do you think?
I honestly don't know.
Do you know who sent the squad after you?
Will I get in trouble if I say your boss?
You won't, and he didn't.
Well, when you see Genesis, tell her I said hello.
Oh, when I say Genesis, we're going to have more words than just that one.
Oh.
Be seeing you. Evan, is it?
Yep.
Good. And so as she walks away, you are strangely reminded of clips you've seen of big cats hunting, panther on the prowl.
Like a bobcat.
She's way more graceful than a bobcat.
One of those black-footed African kittens.
That's kind of hot.
Yes.
To be honest with you.
I mean, she is amazingly beautiful.
Wait, did you just call her a cougar?
I did not. I did not. I very clearly said panther.
Fucking
Yeah,
degenerates.
panther's not its own actual species of cat. It's actually just a pigment thing that shows up in cougars.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in a part of the city where cougars take out a jogger or two a year.
Good boy.
Yeah. That is accurate, though. Panthers are just melanistic jaguars.
Which
Anyway.
is really disappointing, but still, they're still cool.
So, Tanner.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've been trying to work out a couple details about your backstory. So, sure, you could have the ex-girlfriend who went nuts on a colony world.
So what I'm gonna do for
Or rather, you can have those memories.
killing me here. I am not a replicant. I'm not a replicant. All right. So for my downtime, I'm actually gonna go home,
Okay.
and in my room, I'm going to close the door, lock
Okay.
it, and I have a special closet somewhere.
Okay.
Has a projector, and in this projector is like a certain AI that's conditioned to a certain person's memory. So it can act as a like a person, kind of like a hologram.
So yeah, it's a DG. So
Yeah,
you've seen
exactly.
2049, right?
I'm actually getting the scene from Minority Report. The beginning
Okay.
scene where he's acting out with his girlfriend in this case. He's
All
like,
right.
"Hey, how
So
you doing?" Telling like his feelings and all that good stuff.
so within the realm of Blade Runner, there are these AIs essentially called DGs.
Okay.
And so they are uh a photorealistic emanation of a person.
Gotcha.
And the AI is customizable to you. And so the specific AI, even though like the base code is the same, it will adapt the longer it or the more time it spends with you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And it is programmed to essentially be the perfect partner. So if you want someone who has dinner waiting for you every time you come home, that's what they do. If you want them to be a total ball buster, that's what they do.
I would say this one is more of a like support person, I guess.
Okay.
He doesn't really like people knowing about his past and knowing about her in general for reasons.
Okay. And so you just sort of relive memories, reenact memories, hang out with your
So
DG.
yeah, I would reenact memories, but have an actual conversation with said person. So like, um, usually AI can learn how speech patterns and stuff like that, and uh, basically they're a person all by themselves to a certain limit. So like, have an actual conversation, like, hey, this is what I did today. I'm going fucking nuts.
All right. So you unwind, you have a glass of synthahol, you have your digital recorder projecting, and you have essentially your own digital Stepford wife,
Correct.
uh, who is absolutely willing to listen to everything you want to tell her about your day.
Exactly.
So do you tell her?
I I lost a friend today, and almost
Oh no, that sounds awful. What happened?
he got shot.
Oh no, do we need to go to the hospital? Should I call you an ambulance?
No, no, no. It's more grief than anything else. I guess you can't really call him a friend. He didn't really act like a friend to me, but I thought it was that way. We're just a band of misfits, I guess.
Oh, you fit in wherever you go.
Yeah, whatever you say. I don't I hope that I can find you again.
I'll be right here, silly.
Yeah. Yeah, you will. I take a drink of my scotch.
Okay. And so you're drinking out of this like chipped tumbler. Probably not even real glass. It's probably some aluminum piece of crap you got. But your DG, your companion, think up a name for her, by the way. Uh, she's able to project the illusion that it's very fancy cut glass.
I'm thinking Talia. Or
Talia, okay. And is she based off the woman you knew in the colonies?
100%.
Okay.
Ali is a
Awesome.
really fitting name for the spyware you just bought from Wallace Corp.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
All right. So is there anything more you would like to accomplish here, other than just sort of getting drunk and spending some time with your digital companion?
I'm gonna ask every time I bring Talia up. It's kind of like a question I always ask at the end.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask her, where are you?
I'm right here with you. Right where I want to be.
It's the same answer every time. And I walk out.
Okay. Yeah, so gain a resolve point for that.
Okay.
All right. Evie, Foster, and Quinn. How would you like to spend this shift?
God, I would love to take downtime, but we don't have time for that. So I think now that Quinn is here, we got assigned the task to either go talk to the DA, because a DA that has more friends than enemies.
More enemies than friends.
Sorry, more enemies. Reverse it. Uh, or and we need to find out if Dutch has next of kin. I think Quinn's probably gonna be better with Esper than either. I don't know what Foster's skill set is yet. This is Aaron thinking aloud.
Send Foster with Quinn. Make Quinn experience Foster.
Honestly, my character instinct is please get Foster away from Evie.
It's probably wise.
So I think what we'll you'll be like, all right, here's the deal. Quinn, Foster, go. Oh God, this is a bad decision. Quinn, Foster, go meet with this DA person. I'm gonna follow up on some Dutch leads.
Sure thing, Miss Evie. All right, Blue, it's just you and me.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so.
Evie looks to Quinn with apology in her eyes, but it's just like,
God, he is Mr. Meeseeks.
He's
Never seen Rick and Morty.
He'll drop Evie off where she wants to be dropped off at, and stay in calm contact in case she needs me to whip around to pick her up again.
Yeah, probably just she has her own spinner, so she'll just get dropped off there, and yeah.
Okay. All right, this will be fun. Okay, so let's start with Evie.
Great.
Yeah.
So first thing first, Evie's going to call the number that just has the name Quell written on it from Dutch's coat.
Okay. All right, so the phone rings once or twice, and then you hear a very sharp female voice on the other end, like, yes? Who is this?
Is this Quell?
Who's this?
My name's Evie.
What does that mean to me?
Well, your name and phone number was in my dead partner's coat, so you tell me what it means. Please.
And you hear her voice soften, like, oh, you worked with Dutch.
He's also my friend and roommate, yes.
I see. My condolences.
Thanks. So, how'd you know my partner?
He came by my office the other day and impressed me.
What office is that?
I work for Neander Wallace.
So I can assume these files I have in my hand came from you then?
They did.
Okay. Do you know why Dutch was looking into our team?
Human curiosity, I would assume.
Uh-huh. I'm going to ask this question now, assuming you're going to lie to me. Did you have anything to do with what happened?
It's not in my programming to lie, and no, I didn't.
You know who did?
That is a question with a dangerous answer.
I'm already well aware of Genesis's involvement,
Well,
but
then
I
you
don't.
know it.
But I don't think she's the person behind it. I think she just let it happen.
One person did it, and one person let it happen.
You know who did it?
You seem to have already figured it out.
So I don't know who let it happen then?
I don't know if it's going to be any consolation to you at all, but they were only supposed to capture, not kill.
Oh, the second they found out we were Reptitech, they seemed pretty intent on killing us.
I need to go have words with someone. Are we done here?
For now, you can expect to be seen or hearing from me in the future. Click.
Okay.
And then what else does she want? Again, then she'll actually do what she's supposed to do and look to see if Dutch has any next of kin.
All right. Go ahead and give me either connections or tech, depending on how you want to go about it.
I think given Evie's strong suits, we're gonna go connections.
Okay.
Do the
All
dice
right.
the dice have decided to like me this evening.
Are you inclined to push that at all?
I you know what? Fuck it, let's go.
Okay. Oh no.
Well, well, good thing I got lots of
Stop
resolve,
listening to the red-haired temptress.
Or do. Or do.
I bet you've run games and played with me. You know exactly what happens if you say, "Do you want to do this potentially dangerous thing to me?" I say yes.
You're like Bender. I thought I could be tempted with things I want.
I mean, it's also that the more successes you give on information gathering roles like this, the more I tell you. So, what Evie finds is, so you go asking around a little bit. You know, your normal contacts, and you would assume that people sort of on your level, on the street level, would know who Dutch is, who his family is. But as you're sort of walking around questioning, no, nobody knew about any family, about any ties, you do uncover a few slivers about Dutch's past. That supposedly he came from money, a family that lost everything in the blackout. And you find this very old newspaper clipping. Somehow survived the blackout. It's from the society pages, pre-blackout. And there is a young old teenager, young adult Dutch, somewhere between 17 and 19, attending essentially the Met Gala with a woman named Jessica Utani.
Yeah, I'm Dutch.
And
Slut-
just sort of like this experience of, I didn't know this asshole at all, shakes you enough to cost a resolve.
Fair enough. I can't believe I was friends with a fucking rich bitch.
But you do have Jessica Utani's, not necessarily her personal contact information, but, you know
Okay.
where she is, where she's likely to be.
Yeah. So I think that's where Evie will head next. Fuck it. We're gonna chase down all the leads.
Okay.
With my 2 resolve and 2 health. It'll be fine.
All right. So yeah, with your Blade Runner
Hmm.
assets and advantages and connections, you can very easily get the penthouse. Very high up. 120th floor. And so, well, first, give me another connections roll, please.
Oh, fuck my life. I will. I'm really make a decision here and push it. Well, it's not another one, so that's
Okay.
fine.
It's fine. Sure. So you walk in not knowing much of anything about Jessica Utani other than her name.
Okay.
Okay, so you gain access to her penthouse. And it's very rare that you're ever this high up in the city. And sort of being allowed in by the doorman, you just have to flash your badge. Official business. Ah, yes, ma'am, go right up. And so you're led to the penthouse, and it's it's nice. It's really nice. But it's also kind of sterile. So people live here, but the place doesn't look lived in.
Okay.
And you're asked to wait in a particular parlor or library. And again, it's just white walls or glass walls. But instead of looking out over the city, they're playing a digital projection of what LA might look like without all the smog and pollution. Like if it was an actual sunny day instead of raining all the goddamn time. Oh, there's a baby.
Baby.
Sorry, distracted by
Correct.
baby.
Bless my rolls, baby, please.
Steal the
Having
luck
to
for your
roll all
own
the
fate,
dice.
child.
All right. And so you're waiting for about 20 minutes. They bring you some water or whatever else you ask for, coffee. You can tell if you ask for coffee when you drink it. This is the real stuff.
Yeah, it'll probably be coffee since she was drinking booze in Holden's office earlier.
Yeah, this isn't like synthetic coffee. This is like derived from beans that grew in the one surviving hillside in Costa Rica.
Hmm.
So this is real caffeine, not the fake shit.
I'll be riding high all day.
Yeah. Okay. So after about 20 minutes, this woman walks in. She is probably about the same age as Dutch, but certainly not as hard living as he did. And you can tell just by the way she carries herself, by her clothes, by her jewelry, you know, money. So she walks in like, rep detect, I was told?
Yes, Miss Hutani. Apologies for disrupting your morning.
It's morning, yeah.
Okay. Did you know a man named Dutch Olson?
Oh my goodness. That is a name I haven't heard in quite a long time.
Forgive me, could you explain your relationship to him, please?
Oh, well, I suppose if the blackout had not happened, we would have ended up together in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, I see. Um, I I don't know how to tell you this delicately, so I'll just come on and say it. Dutch was my partner and was killed in the line of duty hours ago.
Ah,
I'm looking to
Hmm.
find if he has any next of kin or anything like that, and I found a old newspaper clipping with you and him together. So this is where my search has led me.
ah, I I don't know. The Olsen family put too much of their assets in digital form. They lost everything in the blackout and had to sell off what little they could still prove they owned in the aftermath, and we lost contact.
See, that explains some things. Um, you'll forgive me, Miss Yutani. I can't help but notice your last name. I have a feeling the reason my partner is dead has a lot to do with the other half of the now company, the Wayland half. We were investigating their little spaceport when we were ambushed. How much
I
do you have to do with the dealings of Wayland Yutani these days?
I am afraid not much. I was never invited to that aspect of the family.
I see.
My job was to marry well and produce children who could be brought up in the proper way.
Those good old traditional family values, I see.
Something like that, yes. And as she's talking about this, you can see, I'm not even going to ask you for insight on this, but you can see like this regret in her eyes, this what could my life have been if not for the goddamn blackout? Probably better than whatever she has right now, even though she is probably one of the most privileged people you've spoken to ever.
Yeah. Um, well, if you think of anything or run across with contact info, um, anything at all, here's my contact info. I'd appreciate anything. Um, I
Oh,
I promise you, I'm going to find who killed my partner and make them pay.
I'll shake the family tree and see what drops out.
I greatly appreciate that, Miss Utani.
Thank you so much. Can I get you anything else before you need to leave?
No, and if you're interested, I'll send along the funeral info if you want to attend.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Foster and Quinn.
All right.
Have
Off to see
fun.
the AG.
So let's start this scene in the spinner. The DA's office is still in the same downtown sector as the main LAPD office. And so it's going to be a short ride. But how do you two get to know each other?
I'm gonna say that Quinn is probably doing the thing that she did with Tanner with the taking selfies. Um, and in big old bubble font, it's like new partner and sparkles all around Foster's head.
Oh, that's cool. So he would actually lean into that, whereas somebody like Dutch would just be like, "The fuck are you doing?" And I'd be like, they'll take pose for it and take pictures, and it's like, "Hey, it was a good shot. Check this out." Oh wait, I should probably put my hands on the wheel, right?
Yeah, I don't want to die. But
uh,
I
how long you
finally.
been a replicant hunter, huh? How long you been a Blade Runner?
Oh, hmm. It's a good question. I do not remember. I have to find out. I think
It
it
should
was
be
like,
on your sheet.
yeah, I have to open it. Um, where am I?
You're under Quinn.
Lies. No, I wrote this down.
So on your character sheet it says 7 years on the force.
Oh, thank you. Where did I even write that?
Where it says years on the force?
Son of a. God damn it. Oh, I've been working.
You're doing
for-
great, sweetie.
Uh, I've been working on the force for 7 years, mostly in an office. This is my first year out and about, and I really not really sure how I feel about it. I really prefer my office stuff. How about you?
Oh, you're a baby. I've been here for quite some time. As a matter of fact, I predated Dutch, if you can believe that. Tanner knows me. He knows. He knows. You can ask him anything about me. He'll tell you. As a matter of fact, but I'll tell you this. My actual name is F0573R, but folks around here just call me Frosty Fosty.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone call you that. But okay.
Well, it's time for everything, right? So, what's it going to be? Are you going to be doing the talking, or am I going to be doing the talking, huh?
Depends on who we're talking to, I think.
I think we're supposed to be talking to the AG, is that right? Or the Aggie?
Yeah. I think
Sounds
so.
good. I'll let you do the talking, Blue, and I'll back you up.
Cool. Okay.
One more selfie. Ready?
Sure.
That one just caught her by surprise, and she's like, I'll take her down,
Amazing.
easy, and he'll just, he'll open the door for Miss Quinn, or Blue, as he will probably start to call her, and introduce them to the AG, like, hey, Reptitech, Agent Foster, right this way.
Okay. Yeah, so using your badge and your status as Reptitech unit as RDU, you are led to the office of Assistant District Attorney Amira Javari. And so, there is a little bit of information that I will give you just for free. But go ahead and make connections, both of you, to see if you know anything extra.
I might. Oh,
Oh,
I
nice.
definitely do. Got 2 successes on that one.
Skurly. Can you put her name spelling? My
Yes.
connections is the D. Thank you. Oh, I got 1 success. That's not terrible.
Okay.
God, the baby's so tiny. Sorry.
Little bean. All right. So, all right. So, Amara Javari is in a very unique position because she was not born on Earth. She was actually born in the colonies. Her family was one of the first colonists who ever made it off-world. Just generations ago, they were on the first ship off the planet. And whatever happened out there, Jafari decided that she wanted to come back to Earth and make a difference. And so that is why she went to law school, why she became the assistant district attorney. And so it's she's unique in that essentially she had this whole life, sort of the life that Jessica Utani had, of just incredible wealth and privilege, but zero purpose. And she decided that she would rather have purpose. And so that is what she is doing here. She is sometimes admiringly, sometimes disparagingly called Cavaliero's attack dog, or other less savory descriptions for female dogs. Joe Cavallero being the actual city district attorney, and his job is very, very political. He has to be careful what cases he chooses to take, how he chooses to prosecute, what he chooses to do. Jafari has a little more freedom, and it's clear that he does what he can to protect her while she does what she can to clean up the city. And it's a little bit like trying to hold back an avalanche with like a garbage can lid, but she's at least trying to be part of the solution rather than just giving up. Um,
Hmm.
and so the one thing that I will give you, because you did get 3 successes on that roll, as she was from a family of privilege, she might have known Dutch's family.
Afternoon, Miss Bari. I'm Foster Worth from Reptitech, and this here is Miss Quinn, Agent Quinn. We're here to discuss the recent and very sad demise of one of our fellow Blade Runners, Mr. Dutch Olson. I believe you may have some passing familiarity with the Olsons, do you not?
The San Fernando Olsons?
Indeed, the one and only.
So her office is. She does her best to keep it organized. But it's kind of a losing proposition because she's got. So the banker boxes are stacked and very meticulously labeled with the case number on each one, but there's still just big old stacks reaching up to the ceiling about them. Uh, Little plastic baggies full of evidence on her desk on this table. So you can tell she's trying to be organized, but she's not. Um, she herself is about in her early 40s. She's got very dark hair. She's of East Indian descent, and she keeps her very dark hair very close cut, very low maintenance style. So pretty much all she has to do is shampoo it every other day and then not fall asleep while it's wet. And so she is busily working on something, some case or another, when you come and like, and so you tell her that a Blade Runner has died. I'm like, ah, that sounds terrible. Can you tell me more?
Oh, certainly. It wasn't one of those rare cases where a Blade Runner dies from old age or from high cholesterol. Unfortunately, our team of Blade Runners was ambushed by was some sort of a special unit. That was not expected, and one of the Dutch in particular, well, he bit the bullet.
I see. Well, that does make it a little more serious. And so you see her sort of like move some papers out of the way and like set up her workstation where she's ready to take a statement. Um, were you a witness to this? Either one of you?
I was.
I believe Blue here was.
Is that your name, Miss?
Quinn Kinsey. I normally work in the office, but I just started working in the field this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really depressing.
Well, if it helps you feel better, I believe that your office is doing good and necessary work.
Hmm. I mean, you start to question that when it means your friends die.
Ah, well, my condolences on the loss. Where did this happen?
Oh, um, well, this happened. You know where they're working on the spaceships.
There's a few locations.
Oh, well, it's I am having a brain fart. So, Quinn,
Wayland Yutani.
yes, you know Wayland Utani, everyone's favorite company.
Well, just between you and the lamppost, they're certainly not my favorite. So,
Oh, me neither.
you were attacked on the Wayland Yutani campus
Mhm.
by.
Black Ops.
Are you sure about that?
Hmm. And they were human.
Well, I assume if they were doing violence, they would have to be human.
Well, sure, but yeah, they shot my friend.
All right. Right. And so she sort of asks you to give a play-by-play of what happened, what did you do then, what happened next, how do you know they were Black Ops? Oh, okay, you killed some people. Are they still there? Um,
Are they? Did we bring any bodies with us back to?
I think the only body we brought back with us was Dutch's.
I-
We like ID'd like, well, as much as we could pictures, but like
Yeah.
no bodies.
yes,
And took their guns.
yes. Although I believe the guns are currently cluttering up Holden's desk,
Except
Sans
for
one.
one.
except for one. Uh, and so who has the ghost gun? Remind me?
Tanner.
Okay.
I do
I-
have the ghost gun.
I figured our corrupt cop would like a prize that he could sell.
Yeah, good boy.
So it's kind of unpleasant to have to relive this whole traumatic event. Um, and Amara does her best to try and like be kind and like clearly she knows this is causing you pain to have to relive it so soon after just getting clear of it, but she's like, but we're gonna have to get them. So do you tell her about FISA?
Ooh.
And more importantly, do you tell her FISA's theory? So when she asks, why do you think you were attacked? What's the answer you give her?
The fact that this assistant DA also is not a big fan of Wayland Utani, Quinn would probably have more reason to trust her. Um, she wouldn't see why anything needs to be left out or redacted in any form.
All right, so when you tell her about FISA, she just sort of like mutters to herself, all right, gonna subpoena that witness. You say she's currently in holding in LAPD custody.
Yeah, that's pretty much the safest place for her right now.
All right, well, that makes it easy. All right, well, normally, when someone is attacked by enemies of this caliber, I would offer to put them into witness protection. But I suspect you can take care of yourselves.
Pretty much.
All right.
Absolutely. And by the way, I noticed that you're a little swamped here with regards to all of this, and he gestures generally to like the stacks of papers that go to the ceiling and stuff, the boxes. And it's like I can make some arrangements. I can pull some strings for you back at the department. We've got a lot of help to go along, and I'm sure our replicants such as myself can help a lot of this paperwork disappear. We don't need to sleep or anything like that, so we can help declutter this place a little bit and get things back on track. If you want to help us out.
Wait, you don't need to sleep?
not at all. By the way, do you happen to have any information about Mr. Olson's family, their history, and anybody else that might know anything about him and his family, just by the off chance?
Oh, well, if I remember correctly, his family was very wealthy, some sort of mercantile business. Unfortunately, it all vanished after the blackout. Common
Oh, the
story.
blackout.
Uh, I believe he had some connection to a Yutani socialite named Jessica. I don't know where she is or what she would be up to or if she would even care by this point. Uh, I'm afraid that's all I know off the top of my head.
Whatever happened to the Olsons?
Oh, well, I suppose the blackout was a little before your time?
No, not at all. Oh, well, maybe a little bit.
Ah, yes. Well, replicant terrorists detonated some rather strong electromagnetic pulse grenades in the high stratosphere. Anything digital was wiped out. They were doing this to erase records of replicant presence on Earth, but they took everybody's bank records, credit card statements, kindergarten report cards. All of that went with
no,
it.
no legal entanglements with the Olsons after that time? Anything in paper? He looks around at the boxes that we might be able to use.
Well, if I recall off the top of my head, his family couldn't prove that they owned what they actually owned. Anything
Aha!
that they managed to keep, they had to sell off for survival?
Is there any chance they may have filed a request with the city that you might have here or in the city records?
I can look into it. I'm certain there was probably, at the very least, a bankruptcy case or two.
That would be swell. I'm gonna have some of my people come in here and help you with this paperwork. Is it assistant AG?
Assistant DA, yes.
Assistant DA, mine, of course. Thank you so much for your time. Did you have any other questions for the lovely young lady, Miss Blue?
Oh, not that I can think of. I just be careful.
I am always careful.
Okie doke. Well, thank you for your time, Miss Javari, and have a good rest of your day.
All right. Just so we're all on the same page, I would absolutely love to file some sort of indictment against the Utanis. However many I can get, but to do that, I will need proof. I will need ironclad proof.
We're already on the case. He winks.
What more can I ask for? I'll be in touch. Pleasure to meet you both.
Oh, yes, here's our information. And Quinn will hand over a couple of the team's KIA information.
Okay. Jafari will hand you hers. All right. So, thus concludes the first shift, where some of you got to relax, some of you continued investigating. It will be up to you if you continue investigating or if you decide to take a break. And so, as you all move through whatever your next task would be, you get an alert on your KIA units. A couple bodies have been found floating in the LA River. From the description, all of you who were there, the air doc would recognize, oh, it's some of those assholes.
It's a whom, sorry?
So Foster wasn't there, so you're like, oh, hey, dead people in the LA River. Everyone else,
Who's
when you
the-
get to see like the pictures, it's like I remember when that asshole shot a gun at me.
Who was the guy that? What was the name?
Well, so you don't know the names of the people who attacked you, but some of them just turned up dead in the LA River.
Yeah, they're trying to cover up their tracks. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Even though we have like we have the guns, motherfucker.
That's
So,
one option. But that is also the note on which we will go on break. So we are going to take a very quick 10 minutes to hydrate, rock a baby, pet a cat, and we will be
Welcome,
back. It's 7:38 right now. We'll be back around 7:48. Let's marg indeed. All right, so we return. You have wrapped up your morning shift of investigation and or recuperation. And so we begin the afternoon shift. So,
So, sorry, there was one question I was looking to ask you.
Mhm.
If I go to the Wayland-Yutani complex, will I get shot at? The place that we were investigating the explosion.
give me an insight check, please.
Okay. You said insight, right?
Yes, please.
I got a 1.
So they're probably not gonna shoot you in cold blood, like right at the receptionist desk. But once they figure out who you are, they may try luring you, into somewhere where they can like push you down a flight of stairs. Oops, he tripped.
Got ya. Ooh, I got ideas. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, we're gonna focus on Evan first. Evan,
Me?
how are you feeling about taking a baseline test right now?
Get ready to scream.
I don't
Do you
know what
long
that
for your heart to be
means.
interlinked?
Interlinked cells.
Yes. So I am not talented enough to replicate what Ryan Gosling was doing because apparently, this was stolen from a technique used to train Shakespearean actors. Which, as an English major, I can totally tell you about the major themes, and the weird words that Shakespeare created, but a Shakespearean actor I am not. So, which is to say, I'm not going to try and do that like verbal back and forth with you, Evan, about cells interlinked.
I mean,
It's
from what I
very
understand, the whole thing is tying an emotion to a scene,
yes,
or like a phrase or a paragraph or something. But yeah, it would have required like work by us ahead of time to figure that out.
right, which we can do, but not now because I'm not that good of an improver. So you are, however, led to a room that looks suspiciously like the room you've got up on your Zoom background.
My
And
therapist
so,
asked me what that was.
what did you tell them?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
She also asked me why my username was Evan.
Is there something we need to talk about?
So,
You know what a
but
critical hit is?
so do tell me a little bit about Evan's emotional, mental, spiritual state of being as he walks into the baseline testing facility.
So his current mindset is kind of like I would say a guy who's had like 2-3 drinks and driving home, and he's suddenly at a DUI checkpoint. He's probably fine. He would know if he was off, right? But he's still putting some gum in his mouth, talking to himself in the mirror. I have
Okay.
never done this. I want the record to be clear.
That Evan has never taken a baseline
That
test?
Ben has never driven drunk.
Oh, okay. I believe you. If only because I have experienced how walkable a city Philadelphia is. So, uh, you are at half resolve, correct?
Yes, I am too.
Excellent. So, you do not make this insight roll a disadvantage, but go ahead and give me an insight roll.
Yeah! 2!
Well done! Hooray! So, you managed to keep it together, and even the test administrators seem a little impressed. Like, oh wow, this guy just went through a traumatic incident, but he's still managing to, hold the line. All right, well, I guess this model really is better.
Promotion point for Ben.
Yes.
And that puts me to
also-
5.
That also reminds me, everyone who survived the attack at Wayland Yutani gain a humanity point because you have all essentially trauma bonded with each other. It's not really listed in the rulebook, but I really feel that the sort of emotionally intense experience that I pushed you through of being in mortal danger, having to work together to get out of it, seeing your friend die, you all gain a humanity point.
Question
Go
real
you.
fast. If
I'm
I were
sorry?
if I were to suddenly spend all my promotion points to get a specialization, this says when you hit 0 promotion points, you must take a baseline test. I'm never getting anything. That's not reading here.
Okay. So, Evan is taking his baseline for this shift. It takes a full shift to get done. What are the rest of you doing?
So I forgot to mention this during morning shift. It's fine if I send it out now. It's not a huge deal. Edie will send a message to the team about watching out for someone named Quell.
Hey, Quinn, you remember Quell.
Oh.
She was that super condescending bitch at the Wallace Corp office.
Wait. What? Quinn will message Evie back. What are we looking out for with Quell?
She knows something. All right, so Edie will just probably call Quinn at that
Oh, that's
point.
fair,
Then,
fair.
yeah, just like we're not doing this. Hey, Quinn. Yeah, I was shaking down some Dutch leads, and I don't know what Quell's relationship is to Dutch, but she knows something about what happened. Her words exactly where they were supposed to capture us, not kill us. So,
Oh.
be
You
careful.
guys know Quell? Question mark.
So, well, while I have you on the phone, we found out some things, Foster and I, at the assistant DA's office. Dutch's family used to be in mercantiles before the blackout, and he was close to someone named Jessica. But
Yeah. I already visited with her.
oh,
She doesn't know anything, but she's gonna shake the family tree. And
oh,
did you
okay.
not get it? Did you not get her last name, or did you just get the first name?
Oh, just the first name. The
Her name's
assistant-
Jessica Utani.
Oh, that's
Mother-
awkward.
Fudge crackers.
I love Mother Fudge Crackers. They're the best.
Am I here for this or? don't think
I
so.
assume I assume it's his voice now. Like once
Yeah, this
once
is
questions were
essentially-
asked.
I assume we're in
This
a
is
digital
essentially a
voice
group
a
chat.
Discord call now.
Basically, it's a KIA chat.
Yeah, so Quell knows something. I don't know that she had anything to do with it, but she knows something, and I don't trust her at all.
If it's
Um,
video, you can see the Dodger Stadium behind Evan.
Evan, are you at a baseball game?
No, I'm chasing the lead.
You
Does-
can see
About-
like the
about
line
Quell.
of cars. You can see the line of cars behind Evan.
Evan, did you go in for that baseline?
Someone's like, "Go Dodgers!" and high fives him. So yeah,
So I don't know if any of you have ever tried to get out of the Cesar Chavez ravine. Parking at Dodger Stadium is a hell pit.
I've been.
I've
Good thing we
had
have
I've
blank
had to
bars.
drive past it. I've not gone there because I'm not a sports queer.
Like, a lot of people will leave Dodgers game at the 7th inning just to avoid the hell pit that is trying to get out after the game.
I mean,
Um,
I haven't
yeah.
been good for the Phillies for a long time, but that sounds familiar. I just
So,
take
yeah.
I just take the subway. So I don't. Actually, when the DNC was in Philadelphia, it was
Evan,
down
I
by
don't
our
give a
sports
shit.
complexes.
Evan, I truly don't give a shit. Just go to your damn baseline, otherwise Holden's gonna be at my ass.
Holden's
Evan's
up your
gonna
ass
hit a
'cause you
home
keep-
run with that
'cause you keep
baseline.
telling him to fuck himself.
Guys, okay. So I have a question for you guys. The cryostasis stuff that's happening with Utani currently right now. What would happen if that got out to the public?
Nothing.
Did we update Foster on everything that we've investigated? Because that might be confusing for him.
It was
Go
all.
ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Insight checks all around at Tanner's question.
Hey, I'm gonna push that.
You said insight? All right.
Yes, please.
I still got the same
Well,
roll.
I'm pushing that too, though.
I'm satisfied with my.
Okay.
I got one. I'm
I'm
happy.
pushing the 2.
I got a
Uh,
2.
Wait, so I do the D10 plus D10, or no? That's never mind. 2.
Okay.
I got 2.
Yeah. All right. So Tanner has just asked, what would people do if they found out? There is the empathist movement that is very pro replicant civil rights. They would definitely do stuff if you could get them proof that essentially Wayland Yutani is treating their replicants like lab rats. Lab
So-
rats even get treated better. There's higher standards for how you have to treat vertebrate mammals in your lab conditions than what's going on over there.
Mhm.
So if you spun it right, like maybe with the help of a journalist,
Mm-hmm.
you could definitely get public opinion turning against Wayland Yutani for not necessarily human experimentation, because they're replicants, but
Hmm.
certainly spin
Bad
public
PR.
opinion on like, okay, but like they think and they breathe and they feel and they're mostly human, so that's kind of fucked up, yo.
So that's when I chime in and I'm like, I have an idea, but it requires us going back to the Utani place. We're gonna need some really good disguises.
Nope.
Hear me out. If we get ironclad evidence that Utani is doing all this cryogenic shit on replicants, I'm sure there's gonna be a certain party that's not gonna be happy with it.
That sounds like a job for journalism. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go fish some dead bodies out of the river.
If only someone in our group hadn't alienated us from every journalist in the city.
Yeah.
So I will say
Those are hacks.
Still one of my
there
favorite
is-
moments in this game.
There is a Wayland Yutani corporate office here in the city, and so maybe I misunderstood your earlier question, Tanner. But so there is a Wayland Yutani office in the city. It's corporate headquarters, pretty much what you would expect. A lot of paper pushers, a lot of admin stuff. So if you went back to the air dock site, would you be attacked? You don't know.
Okay.
But the air dock site is where all the evidence is. That is where you can take pictures of the cryogenic stations. That is where you can raid ITAN's office for lab reports and death reports.
I have to ask the idiot Wade. Is that was his name?
Wade, yes.
Do we still have him in custody?
Yes, you do.
Tanner, yeah. If you want, go have a chat with Wade. I think he'll spill all the beans.
I mean, we
Is
also
he from
need-
off planet? Do they get civil rights if they're from off planet? I have to ask that.
No. If you've seen the most recent Blade Runner movie, the reason they want to take Harrison Ford off world is so they can torture him legally.
So
Yeah.
we do also need ironclad evidence for the assistant DA because she's not quite a fan of Wayland Yutani and wants to go after them.
Great. These all sound like great leads to follow up on. I'm gonna go pay a visit to a hospital and make sure Cassius is safe. I'm gonna be out of communique for the duration of that. aka Evie's gonna take a downtime shift.
And visit Cassius? What?
Yeah, sorry. Visit Cassius.
God, I hope he gets kidnapped later. That would
I
be so
picture-
dramatic.
I picture Evie like going into the hospital room and like eating all the muffins that are left for him in like a gift basket and you know just like plucking the flower petals for fun.
Have
So-
fun at the hospital, Miss Evie.
Yeah, have fun with the bodies, I guess.
I will.
Oh, I do like a good body.
Hey, you're already paired up. It sounds like you two are fast friends. Have at it, Quinn.
High five.
Yeah.
All right, what are Evan and Tanner up to?
I'm taking a baseline.
Right, you are taking your baseline test. What is Tanner up to?
So I have a question. What my
Okay.
plan was is I was going to take a flash drive of some sort,
Mhm.
and I was going to get the information off some of the computers there by infiltrating Utani
Mhm.
and having that in my pocket. Is that something that is doable?
So, this is going to require, essentially, this is going to be some Mission Impossible bullshit.
Okay.
Yes, you can do it. You will need godlike rolls to pull it off.
You gonna need help. You may want to talk to Wade, who is the head of security.
Yeah.
To find out if he
You're
knows
not
any
Paul Walker
codes.
from Fast and the Furious 7 when he breaks into a prison to get information from a
Good
guy and then
point. Okay.
breaks out again.
So yes, I'm gonna go to Wade. I just wanted to ask that question just to make sure that it was possible for me to do so. So
Yes, possible but difficult.
okay, I will go to Wade. That's my lead.
Okay. Cool. Let's start with Evie.
Oh. So yeah, she's going to sign in to the hospital as checking in on Cassius. That is not where
Okay.
she's going to go.
All right, so do you go to Cassius's room at all?
She does, because I have to keep up appearances at least.
Okay. So, you go to Cassius's room and you see something kind of weird. So, you've got two blue uniforms standing outside of his room. And there's another two guys in suits. And you've been around the block enough to recognize Goombas. And there's two of them as well, and they're just sort of awkwardly looking at each other. There's tension in the air that you could cut with a knife.
Evie's gonna turn to the blue shirt so she can actually maybe tell to do something. Hey, why don't you two take a quick coffee break? I'll watch the door for a moment.
Okay, and so they recognize you as being Rep Tech and like, oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
And to the fucking Goobas, who the fuck are you and why are you here?
We work for the Wallace Corporation, ma'am. We're sent here to keep an eye on that one. Pointing
Who
to
sent you
Cass-
here?
It gives you the name of his manager at Wallace Corp.
You really gonna make me chase this up the fucking tree? Did Quell send you here?
It's possible, ma'am. We don't have much contact with her, but we do sometimes carry out orders on her behalf.
Uh-huh. She's gonna lean in real close, like watching their faces. If anything happens to that man in here, I'm gonna remember your faces, and I'm going to find you, and I'm
Uh,
going to be the last thing you ever see.
Ma'am, with all due respect, if that were to happen, you would have to be racing, well, to do that.
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna be paying her a visit soon too.
Well, that's between you, Quell, and God, ma'am. We're just here to keep an eye on the patient.
Great. And then she'll wait for the other two officers to come back and then be like, I need to get something to drink myself. And then she's gonna go to her sister's room.
Okay. Yeah, so it seems as though both Holden and Quell have sent people to protect Cassius, but neither one of them told the other what they were up to?
Noted.
Okay. So, yeah, you go to your sister's room. And I assume that you visit her semi-regularly?
Actually, I was gonna say the opposite. I think it's because she's been on like so according to my sheet, I've been on the force for a year. So
Okay.
she's been here a while, and I think at a certain point it's like too painful to come talk to someone who doesn't talk back. So she probably does, and also like just for safety reasons, it doesn't visit that often. Hence the reason of I'm here to visit Cassius, especially now. Uh,
Okay. So, uh, you go to the ICU, or not the ICU. Cassius is in the ICU. Your sister is in the coma care ward. And so because you haven't been there before, there's a very nice nurse at the nurse's station who, can I help you, ma'am?
I'm here to see a patient. Show flap rep detect badge.
I don't know that any of our patients can help you, ma'am.
It's not for an investigation. This is a courtesy visit.
Ah, yes. Could I get your name and the name of the patient, please?
Uh, the patient's name is Lottie Tafana. For safety reasons, it's better my name not be on record. You understand?
Is this an official visit, officer?
No.
Are you next of kin?
Yes.
So she checks the chart and we'll absolutely keep this visit discreet.
I appreciate that.
Let me walk you to her room.
Thank you.
And so, because the Rep Detect healthcare plan is really nice, because it has to be, because this keeps happening to them, Lottie has her own room.
Okay.
And it looks nice, it looks comfortable, but it's also got that antiseptic hospital smell in the air and just the beeping of hospital machines. And your sister's there. She looks reasonably well taken care of. She is asleep in a coma.
Okay. That answers one of Aaron's questions immediately. There is a person here.
Yes.
So yeah, she'll kind of like tenderly pull up a chair and sit down and like grab her hand.
Okay.
Hey, sis, sorry I haven't been around. I've been doing your job.
You can feel her hand is warm and there's a little bit of a pulse there, but she stays asleep. Or comatose, rather. You're not really sleeping when you're in a coma.
And either I'm losing my mind or you're visiting me in my apartment occasionally. I'm not sure which is better. Um, I I don't know what else to say. Um, I wish you were still here and I wasn't doing this work. My partner got killed. He was staying in our apartment. It was nice to have someone there again. And now he's gone too. Why the fuck won't you wake up?
Beep, beep, beep. And you hear a rap on the door.
I think instinctively her hand goes to her gun and turns around.
Okay. There's this older doctor. Got salt and pepper hair, maybe about 50s. White doctor's coat, comes in, carrying a chart on a clipboard. Miss Tafana? Is that correct?
Evie's fine.
Uh, yes, yes, of course. You're listed here as the next of kin?
She'll kind of look at her sister, look at the dog, and be like, "We're twins."
Uh, y of course, of course. I didn't want to presume that there's, spouses, parents, but yes,
We don't
you,
have any of that. No, it's just us.
uh-huh. Well, we've been trying to get in contact with you, so I'm glad you finally made it over. Uh, so your sister, she's been making some progress. There's been some change to the brainwave activity recently, which is hopeful. I can't promise anything. There's a lot we still don't know about the comatose brain, but these changes have been noted before in patients who woke up at some point. I don't want to instill false hope, but it is what it is. Of more concern is her kidney function.
Her kidneys are failing.
Well, I wouldn't use that word yet. There's some reduction in function. It's not at the point where we need to start talking about getting her some synthetics, but I just wanted to make you aware if she doesn't wake up, that might be a discussion we'll have to have.
I am a match for her, obviously, so she can have one of mine.
Oh, that's a little barbaric. We do have very well.
Yeah, I've seen how well synthetic organs work in my boss, who coughs still constantly. Um, I'd rather she got a real organ, if that's okay.
Uh, well, hopefully it won't come to that, because obviously that would impact you as well. Uh, I will say there's kidneys are very easy to replicate.
Okay.
There are some very high performing models on the market. Expensive, of course, but your insurance would cover half of it.
Oh, half of it. Great. Doc, quick question for you. The you said something about brain activity.
Yes.
Do you? I assume you have dates and times for those fluctuations. Could you provide those to me?
Certainly. Are you a neuroscientist?
I work for RepDetect, so asking questions and investigating things is my forte. Yeah.
Uh, I'm, I don't mean to insult, ma'am. Certainly not a member of Rep Detect. I just wanted to make sure that you were aware I can provide the data, but you would probably need a trained neuroscientist to make sense of it.
I have connections, doctor. So if there's anything I couldn't figure out myself or one of my partners couldn't, um, I could manage, I think.
Uh, Absolutely. I'll inform the nurses to prepare those records for you right away. Is there anything else I can do for you or your sister?
No, just keep her comfortable and, well, I guess happy depends on what your definition of this is, right?
We are very confident she is not in any pain.
Great.
If she does wake up, there has been some degree of atrophy. Obviously, we do the best we can, but I simply want to make you aware when she does wake up, if she does wake up, she's going to have a long road to recovery.
Just deadpan eye contact. Do you really think I care what state she wakes up in as long as she wakes up?
I understand. I simply want you to be prepared for every possibility.
I'm sorry, what did you say your name was again, Doctor?
Oh, fuck, you're making me name this guy.
I was asking because of what's happening in Twitch chat right
Smith.
now.
Smith. Just go with Smith.
Sure, Dr. Smith.
Great. Just making sure it's not Foster Worth, that's all.
No, this is not a replicant doctor.
Listen, we're just waiting for the reveal that Foster Worth is actually a neuroscientist.
So I thought about it, but then I sort of figured, like, it would be very difficult for a replicant to be a surgeon. Just because, like, to do surgery, you have to do harm.
I mean, the doctor's oath, the Hippocratic oath, is do no harm. It's to save the life, not to actually cause harm.
Yeah, they
Depends
might
on the definition.
hurt. Yeah,
but
they might
how
hurt,
does
but they
that
don't necessarily harm.
Yeah, how does that comport with replicant programming?
That's like the iRobot question. Like, who's the most
Exactly.
likely to be saved? It's like,
Are they gonna say the Tesla, the self-driving car question? Do you hit the crowd of people or the child?
Yeah, and what Drea asked, what happens if a replicant doctor loses a patient?
Don't. Just don't, dummy.
Mhm.
It's that easy.
Thanks for your...
Sometimes people just do that. They just bleed out.
Just be a better doctor.
So anyway, no, this is a human doctor because I
Okay.
figured I'm throwing enough moral questions at you.
Yeah, and then so after Doctor leaves, she'll just kind of sit there quietly and rub her Gemini pendant 2 halves. I'd like to gain an extra resolve using my signature item.
Okay. I will approve that, yes.
Great. That's it for me, I think. Unless there's something else you have. You have more emotional damage to throw my way.
Just one thing.
Okay, of course.
As you leave your sister's hospital room, you hear her voice perfectly. Hey, don't be a stranger. Come back again sometime. And you turn to look, and she's still in the bed. She's still in her coma. And you don't see the vision, hallucination of her that you've been seeing before, but you know you heard that voice in your head.
Yeah, will do. She'll say aloud and then leave.
Okay. And on your way out, the doctor hands you a copy of your sister's medical file. And it's thicker than you would expect because he has printed out the brainwave activity.
Awesome. I'm
Yeah.
making a note.
Okay. Yeah, and so if you flip through it at all, there's some stuff that's very, like, easy to understand. Like, oh, we bathed the patient today. We cut her hair and nails today. Things like that. The brainwave activity, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I imagine that even though EE has a small amount of medical training, it is not neurosurgeon level or neuroscientist level. So
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask a friend about that.
yeah.
Speaking of friends, Foster and Quinn.
At it again.
All right. So, normally, by normally I mean today in the real world, if you go to the LA River, it's a concrete ditch with maybe a little trickle of water. But this is the world of Blade Runner. there's heavy rain almost all the time, which means that the LA River has changed from a concrete ditch to actual river constrained by the concrete channel that they built in the 40s. And so you get there, and there's essentially a crime scene. There's a couple blue uniforms. There's a couple ambulances. There's the medical examiner, the coroner there. And you see what looks like about half a dozen, about six, black body bags just sort of set out at the edge of a river.
Foster will approach and hold his badge and go, "Heidi ho there, fellow law enforcement officers. Is this where the party's at? All right, high five. Donuts are at the back of the skimmer. I believe we'll be taking it from here."
They completely do not understand or have any idea how to react to that sort of greeting, and they're like, yes, sir. Scene is yours, sir. That's the
beautiful
officer
day in
in
LA."
charge.
He kneels down, looks at the bodies. "Are these the people that shot at you?"
Oh, I don't know. Let's find out. And Quinn will unzip the body bag.
Okay. So the people who shot at you were wearing the heavy visors, so you couldn't see their faces, but they are absolutely. Oh no, because you took the time to get records of their tattoos.
Yeah, and if I recall correctly, nope, the train left the station. Sorry. I don't know where my sentence is going. Never mind.
All right. Well, so I will say, because you do have the data and the information on their tattoos, yes, you recognize three faces. Three more are unknown to you.
So, body bag number 1. What's behind body bag number 3? Yeah. I
So
recognize 3 of these guys, Foster.
Let me take another closer look, huh?
yeah, both of you, medical aid, please.
I would imagine you have higher medical aid than I do, Ambrose, with Quinn.
I probably a B.
Oh, that's much higher. So I'll go ahead and assist. So you can roll with advantage.
2 successes. Oh shit! I gotta re-roll, huh?
You can. You can
I mean-
re-roll the 3.
Yeah.
Why not go for 3?
Can I do that with advantage? Or
Just roll a d10 and see what happens.
hmm. 8.
That's a
Nice.
success. Yeah, that's 3. Well done.
Fuck yeah!
Okay.
I helped.
Thank you for your help.
So, the three people that you recognize have a lot of the same physical trauma that you sort of would expect given the war crimes that you subjected them to.
Oh.
But
Shit, where's my halo?
so they also all have their throats cut, which you can tell happened post-mortem. But for the three you don't recognize, that was cause of death.
So just to be clear, 3 of them were war crimed, and 3 of them had their throats slit for a total of
Yes.
6 bodies. Okay.
Yes.
6 bodies.
Like the war crime ones also have like nitrogen burns on them, right? From
Yeah, I'm just summing it up by war crimes.
Oh.
Everything terrible that you did to them. You see the
okay, and the
physical
other 3 are
marks.
just pristine, other than the throat.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, that's unusual. So these
What do you
three
mean?
with well, so we may have defended ourselves in unconventional ways. Uh
One way to put it.
Oh, I thought you
un
meant dead bodies in the river. That happens like every Tuesday.
Yeah. You know, at one point in our history, this was supposedly dry. I can't even picture it. It's so weird. Oh, but anyway, um, so these three, the ones that I recognize, we defended ourselves against them in an unconventional sort of way. Um, the other three, we didn't encounter, but their cause of death is the slit throat. The ones that have these weird wounds that we may or may not have caused in the action of defending ourselves. Those three, the slit throat was post mortem.
So they died and then they got their throats slit. That's
Yeah.
weird. Okay. He looks at the differences between the ones that had their throats slit and the ones that were just chemically burned to death. Do the ones that have their throats slit also have those tattoos, or that are dressed the same way, or have any similarities to the other three?
Yeah, so there's no unifying theme behind the tattoos. Like, it's clearly like, oh, they were in the service and they got an anchor on their bicep, or this other one was like super drunk during spring break that one time, and got a rooster on their calf so they could say they had one that hung below their knee.
Eh,
Um,
funny.
um, However, in terms of clothes and dressing, they have the same equipment, so the sort of same tactical gear. Most of it has been removed, but black t-shirt, black pants, all identical, and identical in the lack of any distinctive markings. So essentially, it's tattoos and fingerprints are the only leads you have on identifying who these people might have been.
Now, why would you have your throat slit if you were already dead? Unless they were trying to fish something out of there, huh? What do you think?
Wait, what would they be fishing out of there?
Tracker, maybe? I mean, like, and just by like, because he's not phased by any of this stuff. He just sticks his fingers into the little murder hole around their throats and starts like opening up. Like, see, right there.
Oh my goodness, Foster, you're amazing. None of my other friends, partners will do this with me, and you're just getting all in there. How do you keep your suit so clean?
I don't know. And he like opens it up farther, and he's like, "Does it look like it? Does that look like where maybe they put a tracker? I don't know. I'm not really familiar with trackers. You seem like somebody with a good head on their shoulders, huh?"
Oh, well, I'd like to think so, but I think in order to examine this a little better, we will need to take them into the lab because there's a lot
Okie
more
doke.
equipment there.
Absolutely.
But tracking device in the throat? That's a new one. Like I've heard of in the back of the neck or
Yeah,
like
but
in
if
the
they try to take it out themselves, they could risk seriously injuring themselves and they could die.
You're brilliant.
Why, thank you. All right, boys, I think we're all set over here. We're going to need these bodies put back into the morgue so my friend here, Miss Bluey, can take a look under the microscope, so to speak.
Would you like to use my microscope, Foster?
I would like to use your microscope. That sounds like an adventure. All
Yay.
right, let's get out of here.
Okay.
I have a new nickname for him, Bananas Foster.
Oh God. All right. So, I'm not going to ask you to roll again for your medical aid because you got a pretty fantastic roll. So we're just going to carry that one forward. So you get these bodies into the medical examiner's room, into the morgue, and You spend your shift doing your autopsy thing with Foster helping you. Foster, hold this heart, weigh it for me.
Oh yeah, I'm like dancing. He's constantly in motion, so like he has music going in the background. He's like, "Da-da-da-da-da-da." Yeah, sure. What do you need?
And so the relevant data that you find is that all of these people were approximate age mid 30s to mid 40s. So when you're still at, a physical peak, but before you slow down, so all very highly trained. You can tell that they're very physically fit. Clearly, they don't suffer from any malnutrition. Skin and hair, good condition. They are all human. All 6 of them are human. So, well, that's a relief. No one is sending a replicant hit squad after you. And so, the ones that you killed, you can tell how they died. They got hit in the face with a nitrogen canister, they choked to death on mustard gas, etc., etc. But the other 3, who again, like, have the same equipment, the same sort of style, clearly hired by the same outfit, there are no defensive wounds on them. So whatever killed them, essentially just like your best guess, bear hug them from behind and just flip. And for some reason decided to put their bodies in the LA River, which is not the best way to dispose of bodies. So they wanted the bodies to be found. Someone is sending a message.
Quinn will look with the equipment to see if there are any traces of any tracking device, for 1. 2, we'll also check for any contaminants, like knowing that the bodies might be brought back to the lab might release something to...
Mhm.
Yeah.
You find no sign of either.
Well, the tracking device was a good idea, but nothing there.
Any broken bones when we like run the future X-ray over their bodies?
I mean, there's some cranial damage to the people who took the cryogenic tank to the face. Or
Not
the
those
sternum.
guys. I'm more interested in the ones that were like throat slit.
That is the only thing wrong with them.
Weird. Okay. That sounds like somebody got really pissed off at them, or they were ready to dispose of them after they did what they did. So either the Yutani Corporation cleaned up really good after themselves, or somebody else was really mad about what they did to your buddy, and they took it into their own hands and dumped their dead bodies in the river.
Yeah, but the person who was really mad wouldn't have any reason to do that to the already dead. I mean...
Oh, do you know how well do you know them?
Well, not entirely well. I mean, they're kind of... I digress. I think
You never can tell with the corpos.
That's true. They are pretty scary. We should really run these prints and the tattoos in our system to see if they match with anything.
That
Prison
sounds like a swell
military.
idea. I'll take care of that for you.
Oh,
Right
are you good
away.
with tech?
Not at all. But I hand it to a technician.
Oh, smart. Very smart.
Hey, go ahead and give me a tech roll, please.
Oh shit. I'm gonna fuck up all the information with my rolls. Oh, yep, there it is.
Whoops.
Hold on a second. Wait, I am a replicant. I can push. Fuck it, I'll push it again. I'll do it again.
Oh god.
Oh no. There
Well,
you
that
go.
one carried forward
have
from
you
the first
done?
one that you rolled.
Oh, I may have lost some information. Oopsies. I won't tell if
well-
you won't.
I
Well,
think
no,
they
'cause-
used Adele.
Well, because I'm seeing that you rolled a 1, which is you rolled the 1 in the first roll, so that won't hurt you.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you only suffer if you roll a 1 on a pushed roll, and you can't re-roll ones.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that 1 is carried
It's got a 1.
forward, so that won't hurt you. But you get your 1 success. And so you do manage to navigate the Esper enough to get very basic dossiers on the 6 people. And they all had colorful backgrounds. Some of them are ex-military. Some of them are ex-cons. They did time in jail. But they all seem to have essentially a background in combat, in fighting. And so following all their biographical data, the one thing that you sort of conclude is that they ended up on the Wallace Corp payroll.
Wait, these dead guys worked past tense for Wallace?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. The fuck? All right, so he'll bring that to Quinn and be like, "Wow, our recently deceased friends have some very colorful backgrounds. It turned out that well, these meatbags had previous allegiances to the Wallace Corporation right before they died.
Quinn just drops a spleen that they're holding, and it
Oh
just
my god.
on the floor.
Was that an appendix? What the hell is that?
Oh, that's a oh shit. And they'll pick it up and put it on the counter. Did you say Wallace Corp?
I sure did. I had to check twice.
I mean, we kind of figured that, but oh boy. Quinn will send out a notification to all the KIAs of the team,
Okay.
updating them, sending like a dossier of everything that she and Foster found.
So on that note, Tanner,
Yes.
how are you spending this shift?
I am gonna go first. I would talk to Holden first.
Okay. You swing by his office. He's got his bourbon. He's clearly 3 sheets to the wind. Like, maybe, sir, you should think about going home, sir. So you walk into his office and he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck do you want?
So this thing with Utani, what
Yeah.
do you plan on doing?
Well, fuck, that's up to you. There's not a whole lot I can fucking do. Depends on how friendly you get with the ADA, the evidence you can get to her, what she decides to do with it.
Well, I think we have a little bit of an ace in the hole. I think we can get access to Waylon Utani. So before I
Without
do
getting
all this,
shot at again, be my guest.
well, it would be a little bit of an infiltration job, but I feel like there's a way we can do this.
Please.
I'm just gonna need a little help from you, maybe.
All right, what do you need?
We taken Wayne, is that his name?
Wade.
Wade, into custody. He's head of security there.
Motherfucker's already in custody. You brought him in.
Yeah, that's what I said. And he wants to be a Blade Runner.
Over. And I cannot stress this enough. My cold and rotting body.
Have you ever thought about using being a Blade Runner as a punishment. We do what we do every day is something extremely dangerous. What if we promised him this? He helped us. He became a Blade Runner, and you send him out on the worst mission possible, and you make sure he doesn't come back.
Son, I realize you're a bit of a dirty cop. I understand that. That gets results. That's a little too far even for me.
Really? Why is that?
'Cause I don't like taking innocent lives, son.
He's not innocent. He's the one that caused the explosion, or at least framed him.
If you want to shuffle him off this mortal coil, you do that dirty work all by your lonesome.
Well,
We'll say there is room within the departmental organization to take on freelancers from time to time. Temporary basis.
maybe we can work with that. Promise him promotion, maybe.
I promise him bullshit.
Exactly.
Whatever you say is between you, him, and God.
Okay. At least we have that squared away. And that's when I will go back and I go to Wade.
Okay, so you go to Wade. He's in a holding cell, and he's even handcuffed. And so he sees you, and he like stands up and says, "Mr. Tanner, Mr. Tanner! Oh, thank goodness you're here. There's been a terrible mistake.
Oh yeah? Enlighten me.
They think I did something. I didn't do anything, and I thought I was coming here to join the academy, and now I've been here the past couple hours, and no one will tell me anything. But
Out
you're
of
here,
character.
so you can clear it up for them, right?"
Out of character. We have evidence that he did this, right?
But he did what precisely?
That he caused the explosion at Utani.
So the explosion at Utani was a corporate accident. It was the result of too many cut corners, all just sort of converging at the same time. So if you want to say that anyone is responsible, it's the bean counters who didn't let them pay for the nice alloys, essentially. What Wade did is he deliberately fabricated the security tapes to frame Priya, who was the replicant sort of leading the pseudo-union movement at Wayland Yutani.
Gotcha. Okay. So, all right. You tell me that you know nothing about what happened at Utani. See, that just doesn't add up to me. Considering the fact that you're head security, you would have known. So tell me what really happened. And that's when I'm like, I'm going to turn off like the recordings, like kind of play on that.
Okay, turn off the body cam.
Yep.
All right. So, he sticks with the party line. Like, no, I showed you the footage. It was Priya. Priya did it. Yeah, no, it was her. She was responsible.
Cut the shit. I know what a faked footage looks like. You faked it. Tell me why you did it.
He sort of goes a little bit pale at that. And you see him sort of like look around at his surroundings, which are a holding cell, and he realizes at this moment just how profoundly fucked he is. He says, all right, look, Genesis, Mrs. Wayland, she didn't tell me to do it, but she said it was how I was gonna get on your good side.
So he played you feeling okay. Why would she say that?
I mean, Priya was causing her a lot of trouble. The replicants were threatening to not work anymore unless their demands were met. I guess she saw it killing two birds with one stone, and Like, no, she never told me. She never told me to do it. It was just, there were implications.
So, was Priya staging a coup or a resistance in Utani?
I mean, yeah, she was disrupting the work. She was telling other replicants that they should be able to, I don't know, choose what happened after the spaceship was built.
Hmm.
They're replicants, man. They're manufactured.
Yeah, well, doesn't mean they can't feel just like you. And yes, that's coming from a Blade Runner.
It's an act, right? Like it's programmed into them to react this way or that way.
Guess you could say that.
It's so we
Um,
think they're human, but they're not.
Maybe. You're right. But that's beside the point. Look, I have something that I need you to do, or I need your help with it. And in return, granted, we won't be able to clear any charges. What you did was not a good thing.
I didn't do anything.
Cut the
Talk
shit.
to Genesis. She'll get it cleared up for me.
She's going to tell me the same thing you just told me, that you doctored it.
No, I mean she can make this go away. She's good at that.
Do you really think that? She put you in this situation right here, right now. And do you really think that she had your best interests in mind with this?
I mean, she rewards loyalty.
You are a pawn to her. That's not rewarding. That's getting you into trouble. If it weren't for her, you would not be sitting here in front of me.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do about it, man? I'm stuck here.
I need you to get me into, that cryostasis laboratory?
Med lab?
Correct. I need access to some of their computers.
Oh, I get. Okay, well, all right. If I can't rely on Genesis to help me, then what are you gonna do for me if I do this for you?
Freelance job. I'll do some freelance work with the Blade Runners. You won't.
All right, well, what's my compensation?
Out of character. What would that look like?
I mean, you can promise him a Chinian point.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Chinian Point. I have contacts within the underground. You be my messenger boy, and you do my work in the underground. You'll Jesus Christ. You do my stuff in the underground. I'll pay you. Part of the proceedings. And that's one Chinian point, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, I'll do what I can.
And I also put in a good word to Holden as well. You do well. He knows what kind of cop I am. You do well. I'm sure when you prove yourself, I'm sure that you could maybe climb up the ladder. It's a shot, and that's all you got.
Uh, 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 I get. Okay, and he again looks around at the holding cell, his handcuffed wrist, and like, yeah, yeah, I'll do it. Whatever you need, man.
Okay. Thank you. And I get up and I tell him, you're going to be in the cell for a little bit. I'll come get you when we're ready. But none of this deal goes through until I have the information I need.
Sure, yeah. Oh, okay. And you see, like, a little something in him has broken. But you're pretty sure you can rely on his loyalty now.
Thank you.
As long as you produce what you promised. Okay. So,
I'll be right back, baby.
Okay. While he steps away, is there anything that anyone else wants to wrap up or accomplish real quick?
What was Evan doing?
Evan was taking
Baseline.
his baseline. It takes a
Oh,
whole
right.
shift to do that. Yeah.
Oh shit! Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you
gotta get
chose
in
to
my
be a
club, man. I don't
replicant.
take baselines anymore.
I'm starting to wonder
what?
if Foster's a real replicant.
The face.
I mean, I've got some cool ideas. So. Hang on, let me check my notes. All right. So, you will end this shift having made some significant progress onto figuring out who is after you and why and how you can fight back. And so next session, you're going to have to figure out how to juggle that while also laying your friend Dutch to rest.
Do we get to give speeches?
You absolutely will get to give speeches. So, yeah. I believe that's it for tonight. Thank you, everyone. I know this is a little bit of a very long note to end on, but I feel that's justified after the chaos of last session. So, if we just want to do one quick round of who you are, what you're up to, and when we can see your face next on the internet.
Hello, or goodbye, everybody. Your friendly neighborhood changeling. You can find me all over the internet as Am Changeling, and I am up to no good, or up to 5'5" anyway. You can find me again here, same time, same place, same-ish face, perhaps. You can also find me on Etsy at Thornkind, where I am gradually adding new stickers. Some new ones are in the shop, so.
Yay.
Stickers.
Hello, that's me. I am Aaron, of the she, they, they pronouns. Let's see. I think the next time you'll see this face is back here this week. I do have stuff in the pipeline I can't talk about yet. It has not been announced, but there is some more stuff coming. And also I'm probably gonna be pitching some games soon. So look forward to that.
Hello, it's me. You haven't heard from me in some time, but I'm still here. I'm Ben, also known as Big Dad of Big Dad Industries. I will have to stream on my channel soon to maintain affiliate status. So when I get a free night, I'm probably going to play Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon. It's a turn-based JRPG of the classic Yakuza game because the main character is obsessed with the Dragon Quest franchise, and that's just how he visualizes beating up street people.
Or consider you could run the Delta Green game
Yeah.
that you wrote the notes for.
The face.
Or not. Or
The
not.
face.
Carry on.
And I'm trying to convince my wife to do from Odd Duck Dice, Big Dad Industries subsidiary, into maybe doing some sort of new TSR promotion because we're more profitable than new TSR.
Wow.
So props to my wife.
Shots fucking fired.
It's like pushing like a child down in the snow on the playground. But holy shit, my wife is so much better than them. Check out Odd Duck Dice on Etsy if you feel like it.
Hi, I'm Eric at Modern Recluse Online, and I played Bananas Foster. And look forward to playing him again next week.
Hello.
Jared.
Sorry about that. My name is Jared. You can find me
Your
at
name's Leo.
Yeah, I'm
Or Leo.
unmuted. Am I muted?
No, you're not
Yeah.
muted. Go.
We can hear you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jared. You can find me here on Twitch at Leo of the Black. And today I played Tanner, and I believe I just ghouled myself a person.
I mean,
What
without the
else you gonna
magic
ghoul?
blood bond, sure. So also, hearts out for Voodoo Arcade, who could not be with us tonight, because he's busy recuperating in the hospital. But tomorrow, or not tomorrow,
Wait, is he
next
actually in the
week.
hospital?
I'm
No.
sorry.
I was
No.
I was so confused and worried. I was like, wait, that's why he wasn't
Steve's
here.
actually in the hospital?
No, he's fine. He just loves other people more than he loves us.
Wow, what a bitch. I hope he is in the hospital
Yeah,
then.
I'm gonna put him in the hospital now.
Anyway, he will be with us next week as a slightly damaged, still recuperating. Please don't make him run anywhere. Cassius. As for me, I have been your game runner. My name is Rachel. I am Stolen Fire. I am she, her. And it is my Twitchiversary. Hooray! I've been affiliate for a year, 2 years? Who's counting? Anyway, thank you all for playing. This was so much fun. I've missed you all. And we are going to do this again next week. In the interim, I will also be running some Dragon Age on Monday. We also have Curse of Strahd on Monday. They are ramping up to the climax of confronting Lady Strahd. They are using the She is the Ancient mod. And I will also begin resuming streaming some Dragon Age Inquisition here. And then on Thursday, Solid Metal, Battle Tech game using the Fate system. So a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool things also in development. And so with that, we will see everybody next week. Good night, y'all.
Night.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.